para po ma-admit nyo yung mga nag-wait?
Kasi yung mga officers po, 15 kami lahat. Pero yun na nga po, meron pong mga limang papasok na national officers. Si Doktora CRUZ, si Doktora...
Sino pong Doktora CRUZ, Doktora?
Marivic Pilares CRUZ.
Okay po.
Tapos po, teka lang po si Doktora Marcia, tapos si Doktora Nina DIZON, yung NCR Regional Director po namin.
Opo.
Si Doc Lim Abrojena, nagbigay po ng message, saka si Doktora Bunyi. Hindi ko alam po sasali po sila sa Zoom.
Sige po, Doktora, i-admit po natin para makapag-start din po kayo.
Hindutin ko na po yung record.
Opo, opo.
Ay, ongoing na po ba yung recording?
Recording na po.
Recording na.
Opo, nagre-record na po kayo.
Doktora, pa-admit na lang po ng mga waiting.
Sige po.
I-click nyo lang po yung participant, Doktora.
Sige po.
Ayan.
Ayan, may
Ayan
mga
na
pumapasok na po.
Sabi nila, tagal mo Sorry naman. Kala ko 5 minutes before aga pala nilang nagpasukan.
Good evening.
Good evening po. Welcome po.
Ay, Doktora, good
Hi.
evening po.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Hi.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Good evening.
Good evening po.
Si Doktora CRUZ po, siya yung PAFP National President.
Wow.
Good
Good evening po, Doktora CRUZ.
Welcome po.
Hi. Good evening. Kayo pala ang host,
Panimula lang po kami, Doktora. Kayo naman po yung magtatapos.
Sila, Doc, yung sila po yung nag-sponsor kasi unlimited po yung in-offer nila, Doc.
Ay, hindi mo sinabi sa akin na wala kang account. Meron akong Zoom account eh.
Opo, Doc.
Ilan ang aalyag sa inyo?
Lahat po,
Anet.
Doc. Lahat po ng officers.
Okay.
Ito na ako, Nanet.
Ay,
Nanet!
good
Hello po, Dr. Flores.
Good evening ho.
Nice to see you po.
Si Doktora Flores po yung PAFP Manila Chapter Vice President.
Good evening po, Doktora Flores.
Magko-closing pa ba ako? Hindi na?
Magko-closing po, Doc.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Hi, Joshua! Dito na tayo.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Dr. Vicky.
Si Doktora Joshua po yung Chapter President.
Hi,
Good
Joshua.
evening po.
Good evening
Good
po.
evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, Doc Vicky. Good evening. Salamat for hosting.
Wala pong
Welcome
anuman.
Yes, di ako nakita. Hi.
Ganito na po ang new normal ngayon.
Oo nga eh.
Virtual po tayo.
Tawag ko siya. Hello? Kita ba ako? Hello?
Hello po.
Kikita ko
Tara
si Doc.
Basanyes. Kita ba? Net?
Wala pa
Net?
pong video.
Wala pong video.
Yung video mo,
Nakikita
Doc.
na po ba ako? Dr. Cruz.
Hello po. Hi, Evelyn.
Sandali po, ina-unmute ko lang po lahat.
Nakikita na po ako.
First year mo ba,
ako?
Joshua?
Hindi ako
First
makita.
term?
Teka,
Kita ko si Dr. Cruz.
Ma'am, hindi po. Second na, ma'am.
Second term mo na? Second year po.
Tapos na, ma'am. Second term na, ma'am. Opo.
Hindi ako makita. Ano gagawin ko?
Ate, can I share slides mamaya?
Opo.
Yes.
Enabled naman po siya.
Inon ko na, Doc, yung multiple parting ko para makita nila ako. Mikey. Andiyo din nila ako makita. Alam mo to? Sa Zoom? Hello? Ako, Doc.
Hello.
Wala pa kayo.
Kanyes.
Wala pa kayong
Michael,
video.
bakit di ako makita nila? Hindi
Marunong
na,
ka?
Doc. Iyan na po.
Hindi na ako makita eh.
Baka
Baka
off yung video. Baka naka-off. Yung
Punta ako
video.
sa Zoom ulit.
Ang galing ni Doktora. Doktora Rose.
Hindi lang makita, oh.
Thank ka.
Ang ganda may meeting ako, ah.
Ang video.
I don't know, tingnan mo. Ikaw, malamang ikaw nakakapagpapasa ka, di ba? Pero, give me the first check.
Tara! Kita niyo ako? Yes?
Yes.
Ha? Kita ba?
Kita na.
Kita na. Kita ako?
Yes. Yes.
Rosanyes?
Kita na.
Okay. Sige.
Doc Josh? Doc Josh?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano po?
Yes, Doc Net.
Yung pag-start po, kayo na po
Start
yung
na tayo.
Apo.
Apa. Doktora Nanet, kita niyo ako?
Yes. Kita.
Kitang-kita po.
Okay. Sige.
Product presentation.
Opo.
Ready na ba ang Gets Pharma?
Opo.
Ready
Ready
na?
na po kami. Doktor,
Jed,
bali
okay
mag-start.
na kayo?
Yes po, Doc.
Sige.
Good evening po sa lahat.
Yeah,
So we just
okay.
wanted to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to present our brands, of course. But let me introduce first our medical representative na kumocover po ng Manila. Let's start with Cristel. This is Cristel. Kaway ka nga, Cristel.
Hi, doctors. I'm
Ako si-
Crystal po under primary care team po ng Manila and Pasay area.
Okay. So we have here si Seska.
Good evening, doctors. Primary care team po from Tondo, Binondo area po.
And last but not the least, katulad ko rin pong barako, lalaki, si Jed.
Hi, doctors. Good evening. Doctors, I'm handling USP, HIJ, Medicals, and Entire Sampaloc.
Okay, so we will be starting our our presentation by sharing you, Doctor, yung aming thoughts about COVID-19. This song is dedicated for all the frontliners out there. So mag-share screen lang po ako. Sana po magustuhan niyo yung lyrics ng song. Kita po ba?
Baka may kami
Kita ba, Seska?
Yes po pa.
Yes, sir.
So start natin ha. Para po sa inyo to, doctors.
Oh lamang ang nanghihinang kababayan. Maging kami ng buhay dahil makakamit natin ng inaasam na kagalingan. Alam mo, bawat sakit na aming nagdarama, kayo'y tumibol. Kahit anong wika ng sitwasyon, hanggang namin nandiyan kayo lagi. Kaya kami nagbibigay kahit sa lahi. Minsan pa tayo'y magsama-sama, mamigay-ugay sa nagbibigay pag-asa. Pag-unahing depensa sa ganitong pandemya, ibayan natin ang loob at maniwala sa Kanya.
Para sa inyong mga mahal naming doktor na siyang nagsasakripisyo at nagtataya ng inyong buhay upang bigyang kalinga at lunas ang kalagayan ng maraming may sakit, lalo na sa panahong ito ng COVID. Taos puso at buong puso kaming nagpapasalamat sa inyo. Buong buhay kaming nagpupugay para sa inyong sakripisyo. Ang aming panalangin ay patuloy kayong ingatan ng Panginoon, bigyan ng karunungan, lakasan, maging ang inyong mga mahal sa buhay. Mga mahal naming doktor, maraming salamat po.
Kaya kami nagbibigay bugay sa inyong lahi. Kaya salamat sa mga katulad, handang tumulong, bawat sakit na aming nagdarama, kayo'y handang tumugon. Kahit anong bigat ng sitwasyon, alam namin nandiyan kayo lagi. Kaya kami nagbibigay bugay sa inyong lahi.
Okay. Okay, so magandang gabi po, doctors. The song is entitled Awit para kay Doc. And it was intended for you, doctor, sa mga frontliners, dedicated po sa mga masisipag na doktor na kahit may sakit, humaharap sa challenge ng COVID-19 pandemic. So, salamat po sa inyong lahat. Again, we'd like to announce din po yung aming support. Galing po sa regional sales manager namin. I believe nandito na po siya, Mr. Carlo Austria. Sir, good evening po.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, doctors.
Opo, so kasama po natin kayo, nag-join lang din po.
Doctor.
Kita din po kayo sa through Zoom virtually po. So start na po natin yung presentation lang po para ma-introduce po namin yung company namin sa inyo. So, sino na po yung familiar sa Gets Pharma?
Kami.
Lahat
marami na po.
Lahat kami.
Wow.
That's nice.
Nakakatuwa naman po yan. So, ipakilala ko lang po si Gets Pharma, konting history lang po. So, nag-start po ang aming company with Joseph Gets and Brothers at Lower Lake, California in 1852. So, nag-start po siya in a toll manufacturing business. So, from now on, nag-develop po siya into a distributing company sa Philippines. So, yung mga unang mga brands po na na-distribute ng Gets Brothers before, kung familiar po kayo sa brands ng Heinz Tomato Ketchup, yan po yung mga unang na namin na na-deliver before nung nag-start po ang Gets Brothers sa Philippines. Kasama po dyan yung Clean. Kung familiar po kayo sa sa gatas na Clean dati, yan po yung mga unang branch na dineliver po ng Gets Brothers before. So ang Gets Pharma naman po is a research-based branded generic pharmaceutical company with a global outlook. I-share ko lang po, doctors, that currently, nasa po tayo? Meron tayong leadership in markets worldwide. So, it's a branded generic research-driven, global quality. So, nakafocus po tayo sa Asia Pacific. So, we have here, our regional office is in Dubai. And we have our research and development in Mumbai, India. And of course, our own manufacturing plant is located in Karachi, Pakistan. So, ito po yung manufacturing plant natin sa Karachi, Pakistan. It's a world-class and CGMP compliant manufacturing and a high-quality branded generics that are leaders in their class. Okay, so ito naman po yung itsura ng ating research in Mumbai, India. State-of-the-art R&D laboratory with GMP suite. Okay, scientific talent pool with multifaceted expertise. And of course, Doctor, we are committed to quality and innovations. Therefore, compliant po tayo sa mga global, sa Gets Pharma. Pangalawa po ang Philippines in terms of global operations. So, yung Philippine operations naman po, nag-start po tayo noong 2005. And currently, ang office po ng Pharma is located in the newest business central districts in Metro Manila, which is located in Ortigas. Kung familiar po kayo sa Rockwell Business Center, katabi lang po siya ng Meralco, na paggigitnaan po tayo ng medical center. Okay? So, just to give you an update lang po, we are the first pharmaceutical company na na-regulate po ang ating mga medical representative with the PRC Commission. Ito po yung tinatawag natin na accreditation ng training department po natin. So, lahat po ng medical representative ng Gets Pharma, meron pong PRC license. So, we are the first pharmaceutical company na nag-comply po niyan. So, i-share ko lang po, yung company namin is may 10 distinctive or behavioral distinctive as a company. So, pag nakita niyo yan, ibig sabihin, Gets Pharma rep po yan. So, marami po siya, actually, 10. Pero, yung i-share ko lang po is 4. Okay? So, feel free po kung meron kayong gustong i-input na makikita yung presentation. So, pag sinabi pong distinctive, yan po yung characteristic of one person or a thing. In this case, ito po yung characteristic ng aming company and nakikita rin po sa mga medical representative namin. So, we have 4 ways try to be different in a pharmaceutical company, pharmaceutical world. Number 1 is #Museum. So, Doctor, it's the love of country. So, si Gets Pharma, mga reps po namin, in-encourage po namin, and so on, mga doctors, na yung love for country dapat nakikita pa rin po nowadays. So, familiar po ba kayo dito sa scene na to? Kung familiar dyan. Okay, so, ayan po yung mga museums natin ngayon sa Philippines. No? So, yan po, napakayaman po ng ating historical stories ng Philippine history, by the way. So, inabuti po natin na i-encourage pa rin yung mga doctors and mga reps namin na bumisita sa mga historical facts ng Philippines na napakayaman po talaga natin. So, ayan po yung Bahay Chinoy sa Intramuros. So, before pa po ng early civilization, meron na po talagang link or ugnayan ng Philippines and then Chinese community. So, this is the National Museum of Anthropology. Baka pong iba sa atin, hindi na po nakakapunta dyan or yung huling punta, nung field trip pa. Okay? So, our small contribution in rekindling love of country. So, meron po tayong mga brands na may mga standing strong advocacy like Clarithromycin Clariget. So, kung familiar po kayo dyan, doctors, baka some of you na-experience na rin po yung mga activities namin in terms of standing strong advocacy like educating doctors on pre-Hispanic syllabary, pedia campaigns on good values, and museum visits. And kasama rin dyan, doctors, yung aming campaign for baybayin. So baka po familiar na rin yung iba sa inyo, naka-attend na ng ganyang activity sa GETS. And then, some of our brands promoting fastest right o yung tinatawag natin for Celecoxib, Celcox. And then, of course, yung Real Care with Get Real sa Oyai. It is a book composed of 100 inspiring stories on mothers of selected doctors over the country. So that's number 1, hashtag Museum Love of Country. And number 2, yung tama. So, yan po is a best example ng hindi gumagawa ng tama. Parang traffic po yan. Pero ngayon siguro hindi na natin makikita yan kasi naka-quarantine po tayo. Pero ang gusto lang po namin sabihin is what we do and expect from each other. So in Gets Pharma, we would wanted to apply yung discipline na rin po. Yan, may sinabi pong handicap, hindi po dapat magpaparada. So respecting PWDs and senior citizens lots. Ayan, very basic po. Nakalagay po sa isang mall parking. Each park facing the wall. Pero yung mga kotse hindi po nakaparada. O yung mga maliliit lang po na bagay na yan, hanggat maaari, doing what is right po tayo. We are expected to follow rules. Our company vehicles are not allowed to use these stickers and decals. Yan. Kayo lang po ang may karapatan yan dahil kayo po ang doktor. So kami po, wala po kaming ganyan. Okay? So kung may mga kilala po kayong rep ng Gets Pharma, may ganyan, sabi lang po kami. And of course, we pay our taxes right in our company. So we practice po yan. That maaari. So this is a example of actual sedula. Kailangan physically fit pa rin po tayo. But one unhealthy habit is creeping unnoticed. Baka po familiar na rin po kayo sa ganito, is the smartphone addiction. So may mga signs and symptoms po yan. So i-share ko lang po. Meron ng neck pain, pain in weakness in thumbs and wrist, auditory and tactile illusions, insomnia, and sleep disturbance, and anxiety when without the smartphone. So meron din po palang addiction sa ganyan. So doing what is right. So number 3 is Claygo. Hashtag Claygo or Clean As You Go. Very basic lang po. Yung sa mga last full show, di ba po, yan po yung nakikita natin. Pero ngayon, community quarantine, wala nang last full show, wala nang nanonood ng sine. Tama po ba? But here in Gets Pharma, we promoted Clean As You Go. Sa mga restaurants, hanggat maaari, maiwasan po natin ng ganyan. Tidy up leftovers. So sa ibang bansa, okay naman po, no? Pero sa atin, kailangan pang ipaalala. And after 15 minutes, pagkabalik niya, malinis pa rin. So, ang message lang po, it would take one person lang po pala para masundan. Ano po? Yung discipline. So, familiar na rin po siguro kayo dyan sa World Cup history. Natalo ang Japan sa Belgium. It was a heartbreak loss for them. But the good gesture ang ginawa nila, nilinis po nila yung stadium bago sila umalis. Cleaning as you go. And even yung ano po natin, yung dugouts po nila, nilinis po nila. So, last po is yung giving generously. We appreciate, we promote in Gets Pharma yung giving generously. So, mga tips, of course, yan. So, yun lang po, in-encourage namin. And one last, sabi sa Bible, our generosity will result in people thanking God. So, when we promote generosity, marami din po nagpapasalamat sa Lord. So, yan po ang aming Gets Pharma distinctive, Museum, hashtag doing what is right, hashtag Claygo, and hashtag give. Okay, so I'll give the floor to our medical representative, Cristel, for our brands.
Jed, go na. Si Jed muna, sir.
Jed.
Hello, doctors. Yes po. Hello, doctor. Good evening po.
Hello.
Yes, doctor. Reiterate ko lang yung area na handle ko. Doctor. I'm handling USP, IJ, Mary Childs, and the entire Sampaloc territory. Yun po. Doctor, since we mirror naman yung mga product namin, doctor, we decided na i-present na lang sa inyo to one by one, and I was assigned to present to you the Yun, doctor, yung glimepiride Getril, yung very own brand natin, glimepiride Getril campaign natin. And ito yung new campaign natin for our brand, Mythbuster Getril Facts, doctor. Sabi lang kasi dito, doctor, yung mga DPP-4 daw po, which is yung sitagliptin, vildagliptin is more effective than glimepiride, doctor. It's a myth, doc. Why? Because based on gold stain studies, doctor, glimepiride is more effective than sitagliptin and vildagliptin. Dito nga, doctor, may kita natin dun sa graph. Kinumpare yung glimepiride versus sitagliptin and yung outcome niya, doctor, is 27.5% HbA1c reduction versus 21.2% lang ng sitagliptin, doctor. Isa naman, doctor, kinumpare yung glimepiride sa vildagliptin and yung outcome natin is 43.4% HbA1c reduction versus 36.5% lang po ng vildagliptin, doctor. With that being said, doctor, I hope na-boost namin yung confidence nyo to prescribe glimepiride Getril to your patients, doctor. Available tayo, doctor, in flexible dose na 1, 2, 3, and 4 milligram, doctor, in all mercury drug branches. And yung next na product, doctor, I believe si Cristel po yung mag-represent. Next brand. Thank you so much, doctor. At gusto ko lang din i-acknowledge Dr. Aglo. Dr. Aglo, thank you for the continuous support, especially dun sa mga programs na nangyari.
You're welcome.
Maraming salamat.
You're welcome.
Hi, doctors. Good evening again. I'm Cristel from Manila and Pasay area. Doctor, let me share to you again. Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 leading cause of death among Filipinos, and ischemic heart disease ranks at #2. And they expected 1.5 billion cases by year 2025. 56% males and 44% are females die of cardiovascular disease. And doctor, hypertension may lead to myocardial ischemia. So doctor, prevention and treatment of hypertension may reduce the CV events. And hypertensive treatment has a vital role in primary and secondary prevention. Who are those patients? A 48 years old, hypertensive, diabetic, and experiencing occasional chest pain. And another one, a 65 years old, hypertensive and diabetic, also experiencing occasional chest pain. So doctor, get started with protection with our Losartan Gedzar, 50 and 100 milligram. And to those patients who needs with combination, we also have Gedzar Plus available in 50, 12.5, and 125 milligram. Ayun lang po, doctor. Thank you.
And last but not the least po si Cesca.
Ayan, I'll be sharing lang po one slide. Ayan. Doctor, share ko po sa inyo ating rosuvastatin as recommended po by the latest ESC guidelines on the management of your patients with dyslipidemia. For primary prevention po, yung low dose statin po natin, Rovista, rosuvastatin 5 milligrams, is recommended as step-down treatment po for your patients who have achieved LDL-C goals. Then second, pwede din po siya sa mga elderly patients who cannot tolerate yung high-dose statins po natin. And lastly, pwede din po siya sa newly diagnosed patients with increased LDL-C without comorbidities but have family history of cardiovascular disease. So doctors, give your patients intense cardiovascular disease defense with our rosuvastatin Rovista 5 milligrams. Ayan. Doc, let me share to you na lang last na po yung ating trimetazidine Angivent. For your patient with ischemic heart disease, the only trimetazidine once a day na po siya. 60 milligrams. Ayan. Thank you so much, doctors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat po sa inyo,
Mabuhay po
doctor.
kayo.
Thank you so much, doctors. Stay healthy and safe po.
Thank you po.
Okay na pong bahala, Doc. Salamat po.
Good evening.
Thank you.
God bless you po.
Salamat po. Bye-bye.
Salamat.
Mabuhay po kayo.
Salamat.
Po.
Thank you, thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Doc Josh.
Yeah, we will start, Doc Net. Opo.
Josh.
Good evening. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Doc Josh.
Mag-record kayo.
Okay.
Mag-record kayo.
Pa-back up po ng record. Naka-record po ako pero putol-putol po.
Okay. Okay. I'll be recording too.
Oh, wala nang space.
I saw Dr. DIZON.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening po.
Hey, Sarah.
Good
Hey, Sarah.
Magandang gabi po.
Hi, Rina.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Ryan! Hello, hello, hello.
Ang pogi ni Doc Lab.
Hello, Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hello po.
We will start our induction ceremonies.
Uy, nawali.
Doc Josh.
Yeah. Doc.
Start na po.
Doc. Recording. Doc Net, permission to record.
Okay po, Doc Josh.
Okay.
Okay na po tayo lahat para makastart na po si Doc Josh.
Okay na.
Okay.
Doc Josh, okay na po. Malis na
Ready?
po.
Sige, Doc. Okay. Doc, ano na lang na slides? Pa-advance? Doc
Opo.
Net.
Start ko na po. Nakashare
We
na.
start off with our Philippine national anthem. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Let us start our induction ceremonies with the traditional national anthem. Invocation pala.
Naka-duty ako.
DocNet,
Po.
meron ka ipa-flash na invocation?
Sandali po, Doc Josh. Nauna yung ano eh.
Move on. God's family decision.
Turn and carry
With
commitment.
commitment.
For we are the keystone to a healthy
Healthy
nation.
nation.
We committed. For we are the keystone to a healthy nation. Family decision. Striving for excellence. Education and service. We are the keystone
Conversation
to
for
a
healthy
healthy
nation.
nation.
Padala yung charger cake kung anak. At pa-charge mo yung selfie. Yung selfie natin.
Pero ba din daw yung charger? Baba din daw yung charger.
Maingay.
Dali lang po
Maingay pa?
Okay lang, DocNet.
Charge mo rin yung selfie. Yung pang-selfie dyan, charge.
Pwede na mag-invocation. Oo. We can
Dali lang po
invocation na. Pwede na mag-invocation.
wait lang po.
Ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Pagkat at bundok. Langit mong gabay, may dilalang tuloy. Bayang minamahal, ang sarap ng watak. Nagniningning, ang bituin at ang lupa ng araw ng buwan at ipagsinta. Buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Ang biyaya ng pag-aapi ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay na po. Invocation.
na. At tayo, Docnet.
Doc Josh. Okay na po.
Vocation. Okay po. Let us
Okay,
pray.
kuha ka lang na onte. Lagay mo yung iba sa rin.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord, for another night of your blessing and your grace. As we, the officers of the PAFP Manila chapter, once more give our oath of office with the witnesses of the National Board of Officers. We implore your help, your guidance, and your wisdom, Almighty God. Bless us, O Lord, tonight. This is our prayer in your most mighty name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Magandang gabi po sa lahat.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
I am so honored and so happy because our national board officers are here. So we would like to give our virtual hug and virtual kiss to our National President, Dr. Vicky Pilares Cruz. Magandang gabi po, ma'am.
Good evening po. Good evening, Doktora.
Good evening.
Hello po.
Our National Vice President, Dr. K. ESTEPA-GARCIA. Nandyan si Doc. Our Executive Secretary, Dr. Lynn Marcia Bautista. Nakahapon
Good evening.
siya.
Good evening.
Si Dr. Jane Buni, our National Treasurer, gustong humabol. Nandyan ba siya? Wala pa, no? But she has her greetings. Okay. We have our board of our regional director, Dr. Nina DIZON. Magandang gabi po, ma'am.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Hello po, Ma'am Nina.
Good evening po. How are you? Good evening, ma'am.
Magandang gabi po.
And we have our members of the Board of Directors National. Nalulungkot kami kasi napunta na siya sa National. Dr. Ryan Seralvo.
Yay!
Hello, Ryan. Hello. Hi, Ryan.
She is vacating her place because she's now in National. Then we have Dr. Limuel Anthony Abrojena, who wanted to bid us also his greetings for tonight. Our advisors, Dr. Lou Hipolito. Nandyan ba si Doc Lou? Kasi wala daw siyang Zoom app, pero pinaparating niya ang kanyang congratulations. To all my co-officers, of course, our immediate past president, Dr. Nanet Pagalan, who by her wisdom accessed a full account for Zoom ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat, Docnet. Always an angel to the chapter.
Thank you.
Of course.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you, Doktora. Doktora Nanet.
Thank you, Ren.
Maraming salamat for attending this virtual ceremonies of our induction. To tell you honestly, this is the most attended induction and the most attended meeting. So, praise the Lord. Palakpak. Yeah. Kaya alam ng National Board officers natin. Seriously, the Manila chapter, according to our PAFP National Office, a total active roster of 478 members. 137 of which are inactive. And we all know that since the lockdown last March 16 up to the present, the Manila chapter has been one of the core chapters that is highly affected by this great challenge to the health system. Um, I am becoming emotional because as of this hour, we have residents, consultants who are still in the emergency room um, facing COVID-19. The battle cry of PAFP, we are first in and last out. Tama ba ako? First in tayo, no? And last
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
I am so also emotional because we have a lot of friends and co-doctors who have gone ahead because of their uh, altruism and their selfless service to our co-Filipinos at malaking pasasalamat natin sa kanila at pagpupugay. The chapter is also grateful to the support of the national updating us, assisting us with what is needed. That is why we are in close communication with PAFP National because majority of the health workers that are facing this battle comes from the NCR and the Luzon region. So tonight, I am so honored and so happy na once more manunumpa tayo, no? Hindi tayo isusumpa. Manunumpa po tayo na gagawin natin ang lahat ng makakaya natin para po mabigyan natin ng kaluwagan at kaligayahan at maayong kalusugan ang ating mga mamamayang Pilipino, ating mga kapatid, ang ating mga communities at ang ating mga families. So again, I welcome you all to this induction ceremony. My heart is so overwhelmed with gratefulness to the board who scheduled even their time po kahit gabi na po ngayon. Salamat at maraming salamat. Welcome to all. The next part of our program flow are greetings from our dignitaries and from our officers, from our board, national officers of the board. Advance mo, DocNet. May we hear from our national president, Dr. Vicky CRUZ, who will also be giving her inspirational words of wisdom at the last part of our program.
Okay, dalawang beses pala ako magsasalita. Sorry.
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc. Dalawang beses, Doc.
Okay. Anyway, good evening to everyone, and thank you for taking your time out. I know you've been busy the whole day attending to your patients at your clinic, but this is, of course, the new normal for PAFP. We've been holding virtual inductions in the past a month or so. Gusto ko po man pumunta dyan sa Manila at tayo ay magkasama-sama. Hindi po tayo papayagan dahil tayo po ay naka-general community quarantine pa. But I'm happy that at least techie naman ng mga members ng Manila chapter and they are able to join us in our virtual induction. Of course, hindi natin mapaperfect lahat ng procedures sa virtual induction kasi lahat tayo medyo nangangapa pa rin how to go about doing our everyday dealings and consultations through digital, no? Digitally. Pero of course, kung sama-sama tayo and we will all deal with this crisis and go through this crisis together, I'm sure na hindi tayo papapigil, ang PAFP pa hindi papapigil na pagpatuloy ang ating mga layunin para sa ating mga miyembro, gayon din sa ating mga pinagsisisihang mga pasyente, mga pamilya at mga pamayanan. So again, thank you all for giving us time tonight and for allowing the members of the EXICOM to be with you tonight also.
So, palakpak naman dyan.
Salamat po.
Next greeting
Salamat.
po will come from our National Vice President and the Chair for the City and Provincial Chapters, Dr. KARIN Garcia.
Thank you, Dr. Joshua, and good evening to all. Impromptu
away,
din po.
okay.
Akala ko po may sarili din po akong slides later. Pero thank you again for inviting me. And I'm part of the Manila chapter. And tama po, mukhang ito po ang pinaka-well-attended induction so far. So, yay!
Yahoo!
So, congratulations to the chapter. And siguro later na lang po yung full message ko in relation to the city and provincial updates. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Ang susunod po ay ang ating regional director, Dr. Josephine DIZON. Amina.
Jobs. Excuse me. Jobs? Hindi ba wala yan sa programa?
Meron yan, ma'am.
Wala. Nakita ko yung
Greetings, ma'am.
Anyway, binabati ko po kayo lahat. Congratulations sa inyo lahat. Thank you for this very nice occasion na kahit tayo lahat naka-quarantine, at least nagkita-kita tayo ulit. You know, somehow we saw each other last March, but then there was not much intimacy. Pero ngayon parang mas malapit tayo sa isa't isa ngayon. So, natutuwa po ako at kasama ko po kayo ngayon. Mamaya na rin po yung konting mensahe po na after the oath taking. So, thank you very much also.
Salamat po.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Jasmine? Dr. Jane here. Wala. Okay. Next,
Doc Josh, gusto mong i-add yung video greetings niya?
Yeah, we can. Please.
Nasa messenger. I-try ko, Doc Josh,
Okay, please.
Next, pag mahirap, next, yung gagawin publication. meron tayo collation, di ba?
Opo.
Tatagal.
Magsasalita po si Doc Jane.
Wala ko na.
Pwede naman next time.
Kaya, Doc Net?
Try ko, Doc Josh, yung messenger. Sandali po.
Sige po.
Okay na po? Nakita?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Nakikita.
The 9 when officers will take their oath. The 9 when to the chapter as po sa lahat sa inyo. Wish you could be there to personally congratulate you. Thanks to each one of you that despite your difficulties, you are still there for the chapter and for PAFP National. Together, with you and the rest of the PAFP membership, we will still be able to accomplish our goal as one PAFP. We will still continue our service. Thanks for all very kind. Congratulations again to everyone who chapter Sir Induction time once again. The time when your officers will take their oath. The time when they but our should allow us to gather together. Thanks to each one of you, and despite these difficulties, you are still there for the chapter and for the national. Together, with you and the rest of the
Thank you, Doc Jane. Palakpakan naman natin si Doc Jane.
Naka-uniform. Hindi siya ordinary meeting.
Si Doc Marcia daw, hindi daw sasalita. Doc Marcia.
Okay na. Okay lang. Mahina yung signal ko.
Doc Marcia, ha? Oo.
Good evening, everyone. It's so nice. It's so nice to be here. I'm so glad that all of you are here together. So you can proceed with the with your induction.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Si Doc Lynch, Doc Josh, nandyan?
Andyan na siya. Parang wala. Wala siya.
Doc Joey.
Hello. Hello, dear colleagues, dear guests. Present Manila Chapter Board 2020 is comprised of President Joshua Marcos, our Vice President Rosa Marie Flores, our Secretary, yours truly, Jose Marino Labrador, our Treasurer, Maria Gloria de Alban.
Hello.
Other board members comprised of Dr. Rodalyn Arawag, Dennis Benedicto, Evelyn Xiao Brihino, Charles Edward Florendo, Joel Garcia, Josephine Vargas Garrido, Maria Cecilia Camangon Magakat, Victorina DG Pabayo,
Good evening.
Dora Leticia Rosanyes, Martha Jane Pauline Umali, and our immediate past president, Dr. Maria Nanet Pamatian Pagalan.
Good evening po.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, naka-duty kasi.
We give the floor now to our inducting officer, nonetheless, but our national president, Dr. Vicky CRUZ.
Okay, Joshua. Nanette, can I share my slides now?
Yes, ma'am. Pwede ma'am.
Yes.
Okay na po, Doktora?
Nakikita niyo na ba?
Hindi pa po.
Wala pa po.
Nagamit mo na
Meron na?
Opo.
Okay na, ma'am.
Yan na po.
Yan naman, Doktora.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will proceed with the induction. So may I request the officers and the board of directors to please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I,
Jane Pauline Salcedo
De
Umali.
Guzman Tabayo.
Maria Gloria M. de Alban.
Having been elected to the position of stated
having been elected to the position
of board member
medical director.
of the Philippine Academy of Family Physicians, Manila Chapter.
of the
the
Philippine Academy of Family Physicians, Manila Chapter,
Hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
Judge,
to the best of my ability
to the best of
to the best of my ability
the duties of my position,
the duties of my position,
duties of my position,
giving emphasis to the promotion of family medicine,
giving
emphasis
emphasis
to
to
the
the
promotion of family medicine,
and of having a family physician for every family.
and having
and having a family
a family
physician for
physician for every
every
family.
family.
That I will support and defend its constitution and bylaws.
That I will support
And defend its
Constitution
constitution and bylaws,
And will obey its laws and legal orders.
and will obey
and
its
will obey its laws and legal orders
Promulgated by the duly constituted authorities.
promulgated by
by
the
the duly constituted
authorities,
authorities,
And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily
and that I impose this obligation
upon myself voluntarily
myself voluntarily
without any mental reservation.
without
without any mental
reservation.
So help me God.
So help me
So
God.
help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations po sa inyong lahat.
Yay!
Congratulations.
mental
Congratulations sa inyong lahat.
Thank you.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening again. And congratulations to our second year president, Dr. Joshua Marcos, and sets of officers for 2020, as well as the national board of directors for Manila chapter. Actually, Manila chapter po ako. Kasi nung residency ko sa UST, Manila ako. So, Manila chapter po kasama. So, again, I commend all of you and all our members in Manila chapter for facing with the challenge brought about by COVID-19. No? So, marami sa ating mga doktor ang nasa frontline, tulad ng sinabi kanina ni Dr. Joshua. And of course, we really feel for our members who are really in the front lines of COVID-19. So this year po, we have our national officers. It's girl power po ang ating execon. So of course, we have Kay as our Vice President, Dr. Marcia is our Executive Secretary, and Jane is our Treasurer for this year. We also have our National Board of Directors. Most of them probably have already know them. LIMS is, of course, National Board of Director. And a new member of the board is, of course, si Ryan na kinuha namin sa Manila chapter. Sorry, we had to. It was time to have new blood into the PAFP board. So we invited Ryan to join us. And one of our new members also is Dr. Noel Espaliardo. It's actually my batchmate also. And for our regional directors, we have the same regional directors except for Dr. Belinda Lim, who represents Mindanao. And of course, you have your own Dr. Nina, who has been with the Manila and NCR as the regional director for NCR. So these past few months since the start of the lockdown, we felt so fortunate kasi tayo lang yung nakapag-convention before the lockdown. So, but of course, after the convention, we had to monitor the situation and we had to do something to address the COVID crisis. So even before the board was able to organize into the different committees, we organized the task force for COVID, and we came up with these two consensus statements to help our members deal with the COVID crisis. So yung isa pong statement is the family-focused home care plan to help you educate your families, the patients and their families on how to deal with COVID. And the community-oriented care plan, which was also help you deal with how you are going to manage COVID patients within your communities. So these are statements are downloadable po from our PFP website, and they will also be published soon in the June edition of the Filipino Philippine Journal. So lalabas din po yan sa ating journal this June. In addition to that, Committee on Standards came up with statements naman on preparation and resumption of clinics. No? So nandito po yung ating mga recommendations with regards to our members who plan to start or resume their practice. So may guidance din po kayo para sa pag-start ng practice nyo. Naman po sa ating mga residency programs, marami po sa ating mga residente ang naapekto ng COVID-19. Hindi lang dahil sila ay nagkasakit, hindi dahil nagkaroon ng mga pagbabago sa kanilang mga training program dulot ng mga needs ng mga ospital kung saan sila nagsuserve. So nagkaroon din po ng interim guidelines para sa ating mga residente to guide them on certain adjustments that can be done for the residency training program due to the COVID crisis. No? So it includes some of the guidelines included here are yung flexibility and a little bit on the leniency with regards to the requirements for the resident, at least for this year, 2020 up to February of 2021. So we canceled the mid-year in Davao that was scheduled for August this year. We had to cancel, of course, because of the difficulty in making the preparations at hanggang ngayon na nandun pa tayo sa social distancing protocols. So talagang imposible pong matuloy yung Davao mid-year. So we're hoping na matuloy siya maybe next year, but it's still a wait and see situation. If you have members who were able to pay for early registration during the convention because they opened the early registration during the convention. Kung meron po kayong mga members na nakapagbayad ng early registration for the mid-year, they have an option either to refund their registration or they can have that credited to the mid-year in Davao in the future. So if you want to have a refund, you would have to email the President of Davao City Chapter, si Dr. Perlita Pimentel po. So i-email nyo lang po siya kung gusto nyo pong ma-refund yung binayad na registration, early bird registration during the convention. And please attach your temporary receipt when you email Dr. Pimentel. So as you have probably witnessed, most of our CPD activities are now through webinars. No? So we have regular webinars. Actually, halos 2 or 3 times a week we have webinars. But yung mga Fridays natin, siguradong meron tayong every Friday yung 5 p.m. Webinar. But on weekdays, there are also some other companies who would offer webinars on weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday. So these are all announced naman po sa ating PAFP FB page. So if you want to attend these webinars, it is announced naman po sa ating PAFP webinar FB page. So it's a separate FB page specifically for webinars. Tapos yung mga late naman po, kung di naman kayo naka-attend nung mismong webinar, yung live webinar, pinopost din po doon yung mga on-demand, yung mga napalabas na webinar. So we have also increased the CPD units for our webinars. It's now 10 for the live webinars and 5 for the on-demand webinars. Kung pinapanood nyo na po siya na tapos na. Okay? So during our last board meeting, we approved the financial assistance, the financial assistance to all the chapters. So we gave 20,000 to all the chapters to help the chapters deal with some of the needs, especially concerning their PPEs, no? Because the initial survey that we did among the chapters, yun po yung in-express nila na needs nila at the time, no? Especially during the first 2 months of the COVID crisis. So hindi po masyadong malaking 20,000, lalo na kung maraming miyembro ang chapter, but we felt that to be able to reach out to all the chapters and as much as possible, makabili man lamang sila ng mga basic PPEs na kailangan for their clinic practice, we felt that we needed to reach out to the chapters and provide that financial assistance. In addition to that, we also have decided to waive the annual fee for this year. So wala pong babayarang annual fee for 2020. Yun na nga lang po, wala ring chapter share kasi hindi tayo nangolekta ng annual fee for this year, no? Although maliit lang po yung annual fee, tigwa 1,000, pero pag sinama-sama natin yon, malaki po yon. Malaking amount yon na PAFP is sacrificing for this year. But if you have paid in advance for this year, kung nakabayad na kayo for 2020, makakredit po yon for 2021. So bayad na kayo for 2021 kung nakabayad na kayo for this year 2020. Okay? So tuloy pa rin po yung ating mga activities with regards to UHC. Meron pa rin tayong pinagpapatuloy ng mga pilot sites, yung Quezon City, Tarlac, Cebu, and of course, Davao. Okay? Kung meron pong nagkasakit, na-mention kanina ni Dr. Joshua na may mga nagkasakit na residente or miyembro, especially ng COVID, pwede po sila mag-file ng sickness benefit. Okay? But this is only a one-time availment. So kung nag-avail na po sila ng sickness benefit because of the COVID, nagka-COVID infection sila, hindi na nila ma-avail yan next time they get sick, no? But of course, it is still a benefit that is that every member is entitled to, only one-time availment. Okay. With regards to the PhilHealth contributions, there has been a letter from PMA together with specialty societies, of course, us included, And we also signed in this letter requesting the President to not impose the increases in PhilHealth premiums, at least for this year 2020. So we're still awaiting the response of the President on that. Pero ni-request na rin po yan sa kay President Duterte. Okay, this year is supposed to be our strat planning year. We have to plan for the next 5 years, 2021 to 2025. So again, I'm hoping na maybe towards the last quarter or second to the last quarter of the year, baka naman pwede nang magkaroon ng gatherings. If not, then we will also have to do this strategic planning online. Usually, the officer, a member of the chapter and the training program is invited to this strategic planning workshop for the PAFP. And if you recall also during the convention, during the General Assembly, we amended our constitution. Marami po tayong binago sa ating constitution and bylaws na na-approve po ng General Assembly. So, dahil po dito, kailangan natin gumawa ng manual of operations, bagong manual of operations. And so, we cannot move on to doing this until we have the approval from the SEC upon our submission of the amended constitution and bylaws. So, hinihintay po namin yung ma-approve ng SEC para po magawa natin yung manual of operations. But also, right after the strategic planning. So, kailangan po magsunod-sunod kasi yan. Okay? We also signed into several position statements. Siguro po nakita nyo na kasama ang PAFP dyan na nag-sign for the confidentiality of medical data, the position statement on calling for justice for healthcare workers, and also the position statement together with other specialty societies for a centralized inter-hospital command. At kasama din po tayo dun sa group na gumawa nitong Unified COVID-19 Algorithm, endorsing all these guidelines for primary care, hospital care, PPE use, and the guidelines for return to work. So kasama po tayo dito na of course, medyo binatikos ni Mr. Joey Concepcion. So, sumagot naman din po tayo. Kasama rin tayo dun sa sagot tungkol dun sa rapid antibody test na kinoment ni Mr. Joey Concepcion in one of his statements. No? So, of course, we support the RT-PCR as the standard test for COVID-19. Okay. So ito po yung ating Facebook page, the PAFP webinars. And kayo pupunta kung gusto nyo pong ma-view yung mga naging webinars for the week. Okay. Minsan po may live streaming din dyan. So habang ginagawa siya, naka-live stream din po dito sa ating webinar. Okay. Nung May 19 po, World Family Doctors Day. So hindi na... pinromote din natin yung May 19 World Family Doctors Day. Kagaya sabi ni Joshua, Dr. Joshua, first in, last out ang theme ng WONCA for the World Family Doctors Day. Dati meron tayong motorcade. Alam ko ang Manila nag-motorcade pa pag World Family Doctors Day, di ba? Tama ba? Okay, pero this year, of course, this year hindi tayo nakapagparada, hindi tayo nakapag programa, okay? But I'm sure in your small way you were able to commemorate this important celebration, no, of World Family Doctors Day. Okay, so yun na lang po. I'm sure our Vice President, Dr. K, will also have something to say in connection with her committee on city and provincial chapters. But if you have any questions later on, we are here, of course, to answer your questions or your concerns. So again, thank you for everything that for serving the PAFP through your chapter, your local chapter, and we hope that you will continue to align your goals and targets for this year 2020 with the national organization. And again, congratulations to all the new officers of Manila chapter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Doc.
po.
Salamat
Thank
po,
you,
ma'am.
Doc.
No applause. We'll hear now from our National Vice President, Dr. K. ESTEPA-GARCIA.
Thank you, Dr. Josh. May I share my slides?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po, Doc.
Na po ba?
Yan, kita na.
Opo, kita po.
Ganda ng screen, ano mo to, background.
Paano ba to? Presenter. Ito pala. Okay. All right. So again, good evening and congratulations to the new set of officers of Manila chapter. Thank you for inviting me to this new normal in terms of induction. I just have a few slides. This is in relation to updates and possible obligations or responsibilities of the city and provincial chapter. This is the committee wherein all the chapters belong to. Okay? So, allow me lang po to share. So, together with the regional director, the committee acts as a conduit of the chapter to the national. And in evidence to this, which was also relayed by Dr. Marivic, the survey that we forwarded to all chapters, it's an open-ended survey asking about how the chapter is doing, how the members are doing during this COVID crisis. So the result of that survey revealed two important actions from the national, and this is the release of the support for PPEs and there is no more collection first for the annual dues. You were the voice to that. So maraming salamat po sa sagot doon sa survey po na iyon. Malaking bagay po na nangyari at nagkaroon ng desisyon na ganoon. And most especially, this committee assists and ensures the chapters that that the responsibilities are achieved. So ano po ba yung mga responsibilities po natin? And shortly po, I just divided this into two. Meron pong national related and meron din pong member related. This is actually in the IRR of the city and provincials. So of course, we want to maintain the adequate active status of the chapter. So I'm sure the board meetings, inductions of officers, elections are done, membership updates, and of course the submission of quarterly and annual report. And of course, if we can support national and regional led activities, maintain a good relationship with the local component society, the PMA and other local specialty and subspecialty organizations, and if we can encourage the development of accredited residency programs and assist in the maintenance of its accreditation. Okay? So in terms of the members, okay, so we want to continuously update learning opportunities through CPD activities, standards of practice through QA-related activities, and continuously plan, implement, and evaluate relevant community projects. This is the obligations of the chapter in relation to national and our members. So, summarize lang po natin na yung ating chapter reports is also part of the obligations. So, kung titignan po natin, sa activities and projects, we have the primary healthcare, advocacies, quality assurance, important po yung World Family Doctors Day and others. So I will just highlight two activities wherein the national would need to we need to partner with the chapter in terms of projects. Okay, so first is the primary healthcare community engagement for the chapters. A survey, I hope na-receive na po ng chapter yung survey wherein we want to identify the various community engagements. Alam ko pong marami sa Manila, but in terms of, we want to know how you're doing in the previous 2 years. So this is community activities in general and community health projects as part of PAFP activity. Kasi ang layunin ngayon po ng primary healthcare, of course, the committee wants to really follow a community-oriented primary care paradigm. The chair of the Committee on Primary Healthcare now po is si Dr. Josie Lapena. Okay? So dati po, para lang po maintindihan ng lahat, ang atin pong primary healthcare is divided into several subcommittees. So ang target population are the lay. So ito po yung in terms of health promotion and prevention. Okay, sa ngayon po, ang current po natin ngayon, we divided it into the subcommittee on health literacy, wherein all the previous subcommittees belong to, and now we have a new subcommittee po. So all the chapters and the regional directors are now members of the subcommittee on community engagement. Thus the survey that was released. Okay, so this subcommittee provides consultancy and training on community engagement work for PAFP chapters and special interest group. They work with the city and provincial, like what I said earlier, committee and all the chapters. Okay, so we know that there are different levels of community engagement, and that's what we want to identify po. Which level do we belong to, or saan po mas marami tayong in terms of community engagement. Ang itsura po nung survey, if you would, the survey paper looks at it like this, no? So may public health education, advocacy work, community diagnosis, community health project, or baka sa level na po ng community development program. Okay, so medyo malaki po yung chapter, no, Dr. Joshua, but I hope you can help the Academy determine where our community projects belong to in the previous 2 years. So ito po yung in relation to the Primary Health Care Committee. Next po, since quality assurance or research, this is something new, and I'm medyo exciting in terms of research. Okay. So the Academy, led by the Research Committee, actually proposing chapter-led researches. Okay, we're promoting that. This one, there is an available study design already. It's more of a cross-sectional survey. And mind you, ready-made research protocols. So I will show you how it looks like. Babaguhin na lang po yung data. Okay, so we are allowed a maximum of 3 authors. So baka po may interested na members ng chapter. And there will be an orientation to the research and QA coordinator of each chapter. So baka po pwedeng mag-identify tayo kung sino po ang ating research or QA coordinator sa Manila chapter. Okay. So ito po yung survey. It's talking about attitude and perceptions on UHC. Clinic setup, we're looking into facility characteristics, primary care orientation, and family-orientedness and culture sensitivity of clinics. So this is an example of that research protocol. Palitan na lang po yung Bataan chapter, pero the ones highlighted in yellow, ito po yung kailangan lang palitan. Oh, so there is already a protocol in place. The wordings are there. The data just needs to be placed. Okay, so you can go, kung gusto po yung 4 na topics, go ahead, no, for Manila chapter, or for whoever is interested, then we're highly encouraging you to go into this. There will be an orientation. Okay? And lastly po, nabanggit na rin po ni Doktora, we are now actually accepting, kung baka meron po kayong kilala from outside PAFP, or people who can also help us. We're collecting donations in cash and in kind for our 1 PAFP laban sa COVID. Okay? So, okay, so teka lang, nagre-ring po. So ano po? Okay. So, ayan, my personal message na lang po sa lahat is in relation to our current life crisis po ngayon at nabanggit din ni Dr. Joshua, tayo po ay nasa state ng old and the new normal. That is the space parang between no longer and not yet. Okay, so it is the transition period that makes one of us both anxious and excited to go forward kasi may change po na involved. And I know one strategy to help overcome the challenges and changes is the support of the team. Okay? And I see the team spirit in the Manila chapter. Sabi nga nila, the strength of the team is each individual member, and the strength of each member is the team. From Phil Jackson, Last Dance, Michael Jordan. Okay? So thank you and congratulations to all.
Thank you, Doc Kay.
Okay.
Lapakan po natin sila. Yun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We now proceed to the open forum. If there are concerns from the chapter, our dear President and our Vice President and members of the board are here. Gustong i-ventilate ninyo na concerns. Sila po ay willing na sasagot sa mga tanong. Saan na yung ating mga Rina, Doc Rina?
Ha?
Go.
Hello?
Go.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Doc Rina, go. Yeah, you're here. We hear you.
One concern namin regarding sa COVID-19. Number one, naging frontliner sobra ang FM. Kahit saan, even in clinics, in private, in government hospitals, as in sobrang kawawa talaga ang FM. So sana magkaroon naman ng guidelines kung hanggang saan lang ba kami dapat talaga ang FM when it comes to being a frontliner in this pandemic. Next, the discrimination of the HMO health cards in FM
PF
society.
Wala.
Happy, Doc Rina.
Humihina yung signal ng Wi-Fi. Well, I think
ang iba talaga Sir JB in any FCs.
Rina. Yes, Rina, medyo
yes po.
Nag-drag kanina yung ano mo. Humihina signal. You were saying about the HMOs.
Nawala na siya.
Hello?
Yes, Rina.
Yes, Rina.
Hello? Okay. Yung naging discrimination ng health cards sa atin ng mga FM regarding in private practice.
Yes, Rina. Do you want me to answer that now, Rina? Or meron ka pa sasabihin? Well, anyway, naghahang po si Rina. So I think
Yun lang, Dok.
let me
Oo.
address your questions. With regards to yung deployment ng FM consultants, you're referring to FM consultants, specifically in those who are employed by hospitals, government. Is this more on government?
Government and private.
Okay. With regards to the extent of your exposure, well, wala talaga tayong guidelines doon. But because we are considered primary care providers, that's why we find ourselves really in the front lines, no? Kasi talagang, in fact, yun yung ating kinocommit natin ng ating sarili as primary care providers. So that's why it's expected that we will find ourselves in the front line. But it does not mean that papabayaan natin yung members natin na nasa front line na walang protection. And hindi sila trained with regards to infection control and prevention. So, yun po yung sigurong maiaano ko. Kasi, syempre, kung kayo ay under sa government hospital, no, we have no jurisdiction with regards to your employers, whether private or government. Pero, yun nga po, actually as early as the first week of the COVID-19 crisis, we gave an open letter to all hospital administrators. We sent it to the training hospitals as well as the chapters. I hope you got it. But it was an open letter to the administrators that we were requesting that if our members, PAFP members, are being placed in the front line, that we should be adequately equipped with the appropriate PPEs. And they should be trained also in infection control and prevention. Para naman hindi sila inilalagay dun sa posisyon na yon na hindi sila handa at hindi sila protektado. Kasi yun yung importante. So siguro yun ang maiano natin. But of course, because of the new normal, we can actually siguro develop some form of guidelines if you want, like for example, ano yung extent ng engagement ng primary care provider. But I think most of the time, yung ating mga members na nasa frontline, sila yung triage, right? Or maybe nasa emergency room because we have also PAFP members who are actually into emergency medicine. So, mahirap maglagay ng hard line to divide because again we have a variety of members who are also ER med aside from those who are just consultants or nasa OPD ng government or private hospitals. But we will see. We will try to see what we can work out. Especially ngayong new normal, so magkakaroon syempre ng shift doon sa mga responsibilities and tasks ng ating mga members na frontliners. So we will try to define that, clearly define that as to help guide yung mga administrators na under kayo. With regards to the HMO, I know it has been a sobrang tagal na siyang problema, no? Parang it has already several presidencies have had to deal with the problem of the HMOs. Unfortunately, in the past, there was no concrete result that we got from the HMOs because we were actually approaching it with the AMOP, and I don't know if we did approve AMOP in the past, but I know we had to deal with AMOP. So ang dinideal natin, yung mismong organization, yung umbrella organization ng HMO. But we have had already several meetings, in fact, 2 meetings with the standards on practice. And we were tackling this issue on HMO. Kasi nga, nakikita namin din yung mga letters na pinapasa sa amin na the PCP group has increased they increased the rate for the PCP group, PCP patients, no? Especially during the COVID crisis. And we understand and we feel for our members, no? Hindi naman talaga deserve nila yung nakukuha nilang fee, no? In the face of, especially in the face of this COVID crisis. So we want really to have something substantial to also back up our position. So you might expect na isa-survey po. Isa-survey namin ang mga members. We have to do this in the proper way para meron tayong data, evidence and data that will back up our claims. Like how many of our members are really with HMOs? How many of them are are with in private practice, or how many of them have been with these HMOs and magkano ba binabayad sa kanila? Okay? So I hope you will share that information kasi kailangan namin yung information na yun. Kasi hindi kami hindi namin ma-present yung ating position to the different HMOs if we do not have the information. Another thing is that yung mga HMOs daw kasi, of course, meron tayong mga advisors din, even our past presidents, Dr. Bantayan, Dr. Tordesillas, they have been coordinators of the different HMOs. So we respect the opinions of our past presidents and even some of our members who are also have been involved with HMO administration, no? And ang sabi sa amin is it is better actually to approach individual HMOs rather than to approach AMOP or PAMOC. So ganun yung magiging strategy namin this year. We will approach the different HMOs. We will not go to AMOP or PAMOC. Kasi mukhang hindi, it falls on deaf ear pag sa AMOP natin dire-diretso. But we have to win to our side the different HMOs, the individual HMOs. Kanya rin sila ng desisyon. Hindi yan what do you call, I don't know the appropriate name. Hindi yung isa lang ang decision ng buong organization. The different HMOs also have their own decisions and all their own policies with regards to the professional fees, no? So kaya importante magkaroon kami ng data. Ilan ba yung doktor natin na binabayaran per hour? Ilan yung doktor natin na binabayaran per patient? Yung mga ganon. We have to have that information. So I hope you will help us by providing the much needed information para makolate namin, masabi namin na ang dami namin palang doktor kasi wala tayong actual figure kung ilan talaga sa ating PAFP members ang HMOs. In fact, if you have, for example, members sa Manila chapter na malakas talaga sa HMO, na because marami silang pasyente, they can demand from the HMO. Dahil pag tinanggal sila, mawawala ng kita yung HMO. We need those kind of members who can help us put pressure on these HMOs. So, kunyari, meron tayong member na ang lakas ng practice niya and connected siya sa HMO. So he can or she can actually help support our stand. Okay? So kailangan namin yung mga information na yon so that we will know how to go about it. We are committed to having something done for our members this year. Hindi na tayo papayag na hindi tayo papansinin ng mga HMOs. Kaya iisa-isahin na natin sila. But I hope our members will also help us, no? Na we will stand as one kasi we have to show unity in numbers. Kung madami talaga tayong mga PAFP members na nasa HMO, we have to show our unity. Hindi tayo pwedeng papayag na agrabyado tayo, na agrabyado yung mga members natin. So I'm just asking for your patience because we need to do this and we need to do this right. Okay? So kailangan sundin natin yung tamang proseso. Hindi tayo pwedeng basta magbigay ng letter. Although yun yung una kong gustong sanang gawin, ano? Before I heard the advice of the senior advisors in the academy. Actually, gusto ko nang sulatan kaagad ang AMOP. But then, after so much reflection and other inputs coming from those doctors who have worked with these HMOs, hindi tama yung ganong approach. We have to approach them individually. If we can talk to these individual HMOs and get them to our side, and eventually, yun, ang AMOP will be, yun ang magiging policy ng AMOP. Pero kasi dapat isa-isahin talaga natin yung HMO. Kaya kung meron kayong kilala sa mga HMO na yon, malakas kayo dun sa HMO na yon, we need your help. You can help us. We can work together.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you, Doc.
Any other question or concern? Sir, some questions for our president, our vice president, our regional director. Wala po. Wala na po. Okay. So, with that po,
Doc Joshua.
Wala lang pahabol.
Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
Ina will say
Yes,
a
ma'am.
few words.
Pwede ko lang dagdagan yung sinabi ni Dr. Marivic. We just had a meeting 2 hours ago. the members, all the regional directors were called for the standard practice committee. Ang pinag-usapan kanina ay yung survey na napaka-importante na sinabi ni Dr. CRUZ. Pakisagot lang kasi ganito pala ang problema. Dr. Rina, this is also an answer to your question. Iba-iba ang kontrata ng mga doktor sa mga HMO. Kaya kailangan siguro wag muna tayo pipirma. Kaya hindi makakilos noon si Dr. Jobs, si Dr. Policarpio Jobs dahil may kontrata. Kaya hindi natin pwede basta i-break yung kontrata. Kung nakapirma yung doktor, pagkatapos paano papasok ang organization, ang academy, kung may kontrata yung doktor doon sa HMO. So, ganun lumalabas. Ang payo sa atin nila Dr. Bantayan at Dr. Tordesillas na we have to attack it from a position of strength. Hindi yung parang nagbe-beg daw tayo. Mali yun. So, we need those numbers. We need the survey. We need the statistics. We need all the data so that we can come out with something showing a position of strength. So, ganun daw ang pag-attack. And, inuumpisahan na ho. So, we had so many comments already asking us to help them. And the academy is going to do something about it. For sure po, merong mangyayari at may mangyayari ngayon. Kasi matagal na natin itong nadidelay, matagal na natin itong hindi masyadong napaprioritize. Yun lang ang dagdag ko, Jobs.
May I comment regarding the...
I'm sorry, Joshua pala. Joshua, yeah. Yes, doctor.
Regarding the contracts, kasi one of the problems is that the contracts have already been signed. Like most of us who are involved with HMOs, they were already signed years ago, and the contracts may speculate, may ano yan may like yung sa akin, for instance, yung PhilCare. I told them I didn't sign any this year. Pero or actually that was last year. Sabi wala namang pinirmahan last year. Sabi hindi, doc, ano yan, auto-renew yan. As long as nakopirma ka, every year nagre-renew daw yan. Kasi parang yun yata yung nakasulat eh. Parang it just renews itself. Yun yung thing. So, yeah, we're going to approach it, but the problem is nakapirma na. And then it's auto-renew ngayon. So, that's just a comment I'd like to give out.
Yeah, thank you for your input, Dr. Charles. We have to see it also along that angle. And also maybe, hindi ba, Dr. Charles, sa apartment naman, kunwari, o kung sa building, kung umuupa tayo, yearly ang contract. So dapat siguro palitan natin yung sistema na auto-renew. Kasi, yun nga, naiiwanan na yung ating figures, yung ating, yung mga numbers na pagsweldo. Kasi nakapirma na tayo, sabi natin sa 350 pesos, tapos under naman ang IM, ang ENT ng ibang presyo because of that auto-renew na sinasabi mo.
Doc, same with the other societies po, auto-renew din po ang contract.
I see. Okay.
So kami lang ang hindi na i-increase. Sila na i-increase pag dinemand ng PCP, pag dinemand ng AMO fee. So yun ang hinihingi sa amin, na kung meron daw stand position ang PAFP, then mag-a-act daw ang health card, ang HMO. Since wala wala kaming magawa.
Can we not get a lawyer?
Regarding...
Kay, yes, Kay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
regarding yung katulad ng sa buildings, it's kasi yung nangyari niya, when you're in a contract with the building or company, we will send a letter to the company that we have a contract with that we would like to terminate the contract 30 days in advance. Ang problem yan, if let's say all of us will do this, let's say mag-terminate tayo, pwede nilang ibigay yung, let's say, coordinator to a different doctor. To IM for instance, or to a pediatrician, yung ibigay nila, mawala pa yung slot natin. Rather than maka-renew tayo ng mas matake, pwedeng mawala pa sa atin yung yung positions. Like in the work of those who are working for a clinic sa mall, pwedeng pag binitawan nila yung HMO, ibigay ng mall sa iba pa yung position na yun. Kaysa sa instead of getting a better deal, mawala sa atin. The same with your building. Ganun din. Pwedeng pag sinabi mo sa building owner, okay, I want to terminate my contract, pwedeng kumuha sila ng ibang tenant instead of
mas mataas na
getting a better deal, mawala pa sa iyo yung yung
I think we need a lawyer.
May I say something po? Hello?
Yes.
Ay, okay. Po. So, yeah. So, in relation po to the relationship of PAFP with the different insurance companies. So, baka if you allow me again to just share slides lang po kung okay lang.
Bakit?
Okay. So just for you to be oriented kung paano po kasi ang nangyari. Nakikita nyo na po ba? Hello?
Yes, okay.
Ayan.
Yes.
Yes. So, time of Dr. Christine Tino and Dr. Irene Maglonso, we really approached AMOFI for, because of the concerns of our members in terms of, yung mga rates natin. Okay? So iba sila makipag-deal if we talk to the officer, okay, or the yung officer nila. Just to share with you, there was really a proposal already with AMFI, okay? So since 2017, we met with the executive director of AMFI, and we discussed our concerns kasi they could not recognize FM as specialists, but we explained to them our training, and then also kung saan tayo recognize tayo ng iba't ibang mga groups, stakeholders. And this resulted in the release of the MOA. This was noong 2017 sa AMOFI to PAFP. Okay? So this was presented noong 2018 General Assembly to all. Okay? So dineseminate po natin yun sa mga chapters, sa lahat po ng mga members. Ito po yung members ng AMOFI, and we also did a survey sa ating mga members, tinanong po natin ano po yung mga HMOs ninyo. In general lang po. Okay? So we came up with top 10 PAFP HMO affiliations of our members. The ones in red are the members po ng AMOFI. Okay? So 4, Intellicare, Caritas, Coco Life, Aviga. The rest hindi po nila members. Okay? So, and these are the parameters of that MOA. Okay? Based on that survey, ang binibigay po ang conditions nila, of course, diplomates and fellows. Okay? So, agree naman po ang ating general membership dito na dapat diplomates and fellows po ang papasok lang, bibigyan nila dun sa MOA. And then the fee at that time was 300 outpatient consultation. Ito po yung binigay ng AMO fee sa atin. And strikingly, a majority or 78 of those who answered the survey agreed to that amount. And 50 ang medyo mababa. Although yung iba, hindi talaga ayaw nila. Okay? It also discusses about inpatient daily visits. Okay? Professional fees of all PAFP member physicians. Ito po yung sinasabi na pag nagra-rounds po tayo, medyo agree din po yung members na sumagot. Okay? And no surgical fees, medyo we disagreed to this. Okay? Kasi I think in other chapters, they do minor surgeries. Okay? And no ICU or CCU fees. This is disagree din po ang ating mga sumagot ng MOA. And CP clearance. Okay? Because our competency tells us that we can do CP clearance. So disagree po na dapat po nagsi-CP clearance din daw ang FM. And no intraoperative disagree. Okay? Siguro in areas where there are no general surgeons, 85 or majority answered that family physicians may be allowed to do minor surgeries and their PFs will be based on the HMO standard rates. Okay? Ito po yung where there are no internal medicine specialists, FM may be allowed to do out or inpatient routine pre-procedural medical evaluation. Most of those who answered agreed. And ito po yung medyo nagkaroon ng discrepancy because there is this clause from AMOFI stating that the PAFP cannot and should not get into the same or similar MOA with any HMO. So medyo majority will really disagree, no? Kasi members din po tayo ng ibang hindi AMOFI. So if you would also see the chapters and the officers who answered the survey, disagreed. So ito po yung naging problem, kaya hindi tayo nag-pursue doon sa MOA that AMOFI proposed to us last 2017. It came out actually with 2 General Assembly resolutions noong 2018 telling us to go talk to different HMOs individually and also yung sa isa pang HMO group. Okay? So, yan po. Ito yung nilabas natin na letter back to AMOFI. And since then, we wrote to different HMOs discussing about, ano po ang FM, we are recognized specialists. So, pinirmahan na po yan. Yan na pong ginawa yung time po ni Dr. Jobs to each HMO. So, ngayon, yung survey po baka yung survey po na kailangan natin ngayon, mas hard, mas marami pong content for us to come up with a plan when we talk to individual HMOs. So, I hope nakatulong po ng konti yung slide.
There's a problem dun sa last statement na most people said no to.
Yes.
Is it possible for us to flash it again, please?
Okay.
I'll just show you guys yung nakita kong problem with that.
Wait lang ha. Paano ba ulit? Share screen.
Dr. Charles, maybe you could be invited also to attend the committee meeting.
Kasi the last problem is in the negative. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng no? The PAFP cannot and should not get into the same or similar MOA. Yan yung tanong, no? And then yung sagot was no. So, anong ibig sabihin ng no? It means that the PAFP can and should get into the same or similar MOA, or no, the PAFP cannot and should
No,
not.
the PAFP cannot. Kasi they don't want us to, they want exclusivity. They want na if you deal with us, hindi na kayo pwedeng makipag-deal pa sa iba. And that's what we are bargaining at that time. Bakit may ganoong klase ng clause na you need exclusivity? So ito yung medyo nagkaroon din ng reaction with our members.
Okay, thank you. Pero yun nga lang yung magulo kasi the question that's asked is in the negative already. So yung double negation ngayon
Makes it
and
positive.
then no to, and then negation din yung question. So it's really a very confusing statement on itself. So ang tanong dito is, did the members actually understand yung paano yung sagutin yan? Kasi if it's a no, does it mean na no to, it means the PFP can, or kung mag-no kami, no nga talaga to. It was a very confusing.
Okay, my
It seems
point,
to be,
my
although
point.
I have to admit, wala pa ako dyan kasi this was done at a time na hindi pa yata ako, this is done, hindi ako kasama dyan, but it's a double negation statement, and that makes it very confusing, and baka marami na confused dito sa statement na to, kaya naging ganyan yung answer. So yun lang comment ko lang, it's very confusing.
Okay, noted.
Okay, sinasabi ko nga baka si Dr. Charles pwede ibitahin mo po sa committee.
Why not?
Para sa kanya mga inputs, no? Sabihin natin kay Cherry.
Yeah. I'm sure Charles will have a lot of ideas and inputs because, of course, Mary Charles, no? Charles.
Charles.
Agree.
Charles.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other concerns?
Kaya nga I was saying earlier that we need people who can put pressure also or help us put pressure on these HMOs. Like for example, si Charles, they run a hospital. Their hospital probably is affiliated with several of these HMOs. So baka mamaya hindi pumayag si pagka ginawang condition ni Charles na ay hindi na namin tatanggapin yung HMO nyo dito sa Mary Charles pag hindi tinaasan ng PAFP rate. Yung mga ganyan. Parang we need help also in making some leverage for us to get some leverage with this HMO. So wala pong masamang tulong na pwedeng maibigay ang mga members. Kung meron po silang maitutulong, it's most welcome to help us.
Yeah. Siguro in addition din sa concern ni Charles, kasi the survey naman was not the reason para hindi tayo mag-deal with AMOFI. It was the General Assembly decision, and it was discussed thoroughly during that assembly. So everything was cleared up regarding yung double negative, yung pagkakaintindi ng mga members. Unfortunately, it was really the exclusivity that brought it down. No? Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for the open forum. Meron pa ba kayong other concerns?
Doc Josh.
Doc Joey.
Can we still ask for an increase in our per hour rate?
Okay. Our president hears it loud and clear.
Actually po, yun nga ang kaya nga po kailangan naming mag-survey kasi gusto naming malaman kung ilan yung doktor natin na per hour ang rate. Kasi nga po may mga HMO na talagang per hour ang rate lang. Parang retainer ka lang kasi ng HMO. Iba naman, HMO, meron sila talagang binibigay na per patient. So, iba-iba po talaga yung setup ng mga doctors natin with their HMOs. So, that is something that we want to find out. How many of our doctors are being paid only per hour and how many are being paid per patient. Meron din naman daw pong HMO na nagbabayad ng per hour, pero parang may internal arrangement ang doctor with the HMO na sige, pag dumami yung pasyente natin, dahil sa dami, bibigyan sila ng percent dun sa per patient. Pero hindi yon, it's not official. It's not part of the contract. But it happens daw po. So, meron kasing mga ganun din daw na transaction. So these are the things we want to find out, and we want to have para pag nilapitan natin yung isang HMO, sabi namin, ganitong kadami ang doktor namin na under, ano ba yan, Medicare Plus ba yan? Tawag doon? Ito yung number ng doctors namin na under sa inyo. Pagka hindi nyo binigay yung rate namin, baka mawala itong mga doktor na to. Kaya kailangan solid rin tayo. Kasi kapag sinabi ng PAFP na ito yung stand natin, you should also back us up. Hindi pa pwede yung iba pumayag. Kaya tayo natatalo kasi hindi tayo united. May mga pumapayag na ganong rate. Although I understand, you don't want to lose your job, especially kung mga bagong practitioners, they will embrace kahit na mababa ang starting because they're starting to build up their practice. Pero we need to have a stand. We need to have a unified stand on this. Yun nga po, kinonsult din namin yun sa legal. Kinonsult din po namin sandali lang po. Kinonsult din namin sa ating legal, meron tayong consultants, no, legal staff ng PAFP. And they also pointed out na hindi talaga pwedeng mag-impose ang PAFP, as was also pointed out by Nina earlier, because each individual doctors is signed in a contract with that particular HMO. So, ang sinasabi ng lawyer, kung hindi sila payag dun sa ganong rate, then bakit sila pumirma sa kontrata? So that's first and foremost. If you do not agree with the terms of your contract, then you should not sign. Okay? And although, again, I understand that sometimes livelihood rin, no? So there's a reason why people would sign a lower rate. But that is something that you have to always think of. Kahit naman po anong kontrata, kung hindi tayo agree sa terms, dapat hindi tayo pumipirma. So, siguro po ganon. Pero still, PAFP will do whatever it can do to help our members po.
Thank you, Madam Clara.
Doc, we await the framework of these questions kasi since Metro Manila has the most doctors din by quantity in terms of the membership of the HMOs, even as sa chapter nga, we do not have good data regarding the affiliations. But kasi lahat naman ng data pinapasok mo doon sa survey sa national eh. Pero yun na nga, we really want to know din in advance again the framework of all the questions that will be asked by the academy again for the second, third round, and fourth round para makuha na natin finally yung statistics na kailangan natin.
We will be sending the survey to all our members, not only to the chapter presidents or officers. We will send it to all members who have emails, and those who have not emails, maybe we can set up a survey monkey type of questionnaire para they can also access through yung mga polling din sa Survey Monkey or other applications. Yan. Sana po tulungan nyo kami.
Any other questions?
That data.
Yes, ma'am. We will. We will. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If there are no other questions.
Doc Josh?
Yes.
Yung po isang question natin sa chapter, yung regarding sa criteria for the awards.
Oo.
What specific awards na?
Sa chapter awards po, Doc.
Chapter awards.
Opo. Competitive po kasi ang Manila chapter.
Okay, what about the what is your question about the chapter award requirements?
So, kasi di ba po dati is yung mga dinner symposium, yung mga CPD activities. And right now po, majority webinars. So mababago po ba yung criteria?
May I answer?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Dr. Maribik, may I answer?
Yes, yes.
Opo. In terms of the CPD, do not worry because nabanggit po ni Dr. Maribik kanina that we increased actually the units per CPD. Aside from increasing the units per CPD for online, dumami po ang ating online. So when we computed actually the CPD na makukuha ng isang masipag na uma-attend po ng mga webinars starting June to October, pwede po siyang maka-accumulate ng 360 CPD units. No? So just to attend that yung mga scheduled webinar. Let's say medyo busy po si doktora, baka hindi ko makuha yung 10 na requirement. Inano po namin yun, dinivide lang natin. So from starting June to October, you can it's a replay, you can get at least 180 CPD units. And aside from the webinars that's being shown, there are tuloy pa rin po yung mga national postgraduate courses po natin wherein there was still we will consider the equivalent amount of CPD units for that, even though it is only for 2 hours and that hindi siya yung buong day kasi it is a national-led activity and based on the needed competency of an FM practitioner. So do not worry po kasi yun po ang tinutukan talaga ng CPD in terms of kung makukuha ba. Kasi it's not only about the awards, it's also about yung promotion to the next rank, being in the active status, kasi part yung CPD po, di ba? So we had to ensure that there are enough CPD. Iba lang nga yung platform natin ngayon, hindi siya face-to-face. Pero it can guarantee that amount of units. I hope I answered the question of Doctora.
Nanette, did that answer your question? Or your question was yung mga chapter-led na, kasi alam ko, Manila, maraming sponsored na, na yan dati. Well, well, I can see the difficulty and the question of Nanette is, dahil ngayon, lahat ng webinars is parang national. It's on a national level. So parang hindi siya chapter per chapter. And I know one of the criteria for chapter awards is yung pinakamadami ring CME sa local chapter. Okay? So we will see. Of course, pwede namang maging flexible yung requirements, again, because of the new normal and the COVID crisis. So we will have that criteria siguro revisited by the awards committee, which is now chaired by Dr. Hoves. The past president always chairs the committee on awards. So Dr. Hoves will be the chair of that, and I will ask him to revisit that criteria if ang concern mo is the chapter-led CME na, kasi that's one of the criteria, right? Dun sa chapter awards, pinakamadaming CME.
Yes po, Doc.
Okay. Pero yung sinabi ni Kay, yung sinabi ni Kay na hindi problema actually sa mga members natin ang mag-accumulate ngayon ng CME, CPT units dahil marami tayong offering sa webinar. So, dapat wala ng excuse na hindi maka-attend ng CPD, yung mga candidates for CFP or dahil marami na tayong offerings ngayon. Okay. Even for PRC requirement, makukuha na natin yon with our webinars.
Thank you po, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Salamat po.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other questions na? It's getting late.
Yeah. Oy, alas 10 na.
Okay.
Alas
Hey,
10
wala na po.
Doc,
Wala na.
group pic, Doc, group pic.
A group picture daw.
I-screenshot ko.
Screenshot.
Ryan, bumababa ka. Hindi ko makita yung mukha mo. Okay, lahat ba nasa ano na? Ayaw lumabas ng iba? Okay. 1, 2,
Ayan si Marcia. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you
you.
po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat po. Ingat po ang lahat.
Induction ceremony. We will ask Dr. Rosa Marie Flores for our Vice President for her closing remarks.
Closing remarks, yes.
Yes. As everyone is saying, it's already very late. But in behalf of the PAFP Manila chapter, I would like, and we've been so honored that the PAF, no less than our PAFP National President, Dr. Maria Victoria Pilares Cruz, and our Vice President, Dr. KARIN ESTEPA-GARCIA, and our Secretary, Dr. Marcia Bautista, and our Regional Officer, Dr. Nina DIZON. Thank you very much for this wonderful webinar in the new normal. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Good night.
More power sa Manila chapter.
Thank you po.
Bye.
Thank you, Doc. Salamat
Thank
po.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Doc.
May you get the award again.
Salamat po. Ingat po lahat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Martha. You're here.
Dr. Gloria. Bye, Josh. Congratulations.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you very
Salamat
much po sa inyong
Brian.
lahat. Thank you.
Ingat.
Salamat.
Bye.
Bye.
Safe. Bye.
Stay safe.
Thank you po.
Ano na, Dokis?
Salamat.
Thank you.
Bye. Ingat kayo. Happy weekend.
Ingat.
Thank you, thank you.
Nakaraos.
Salamat
Nakaraos.
po. Nakaraos din.
Thank you.
Salamat. Okay.
General Assembly na, Doc Josh. Ang susunod.
Yes, opo. Yes po. General Assembly meeting tayo.
Ngayon.
Induction. No po, I'm scheduling, Doc, sana first week of July, our induction of our new members. Mag-i-induction po tayo ng new members natin. Opo.
Uy, go ahead.
Sige
Go
pa.
ahead, Josh. Josh,
Yes, ma'am.
go ahead na
Yes, ma'am.
yung ano mo, yung ating mga i-video natin ulit. I will fix it.
Yes po. Yes po.
Oh,
Yes po.
pati
Yes
yung
po.
first in,
Okay.
last out. Tell them to do
Ay,
everything.
first in, last out.
And we will collate.
Wala pang
Ha?
nagsasubmit. Opo. Yes po. Okay. Isubmit ang video ninyo.
But then we'll do tell over again. Everything planned. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Successful.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.